Are you ready to transform your business landscape, propel growth, and harness the power of cutting edge technology? Then you need to join us on this podcast where we'll be here weekly, and we are going to be bringing visionaries to unravel their secrets of mastering the digital marketing journey and show you how they're growing and how they're integrating systems and how they're making their business grow to new dimensions. Today, we have the lovely Celia Diaz on our podcast today, and she's going to be talking about her business and how she is growing that digital landscape, right? She is a
Right.
visionary in the industry. Celia, tell us a little bit about your company name, how people can reach you, and start on your journey.
All right. Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you, Casey, for having me. It's an honor. It's exciting. And, I'm Brazilian, and I was born in Brazil, and then I moved to United States some 20 something years ago. And I am very nice and happy that I'm a citizen of the United States now too. So it's all very, very exciting. And yeah, and I as an immigrant, I did all kinds of other jobs, the regular jobs that we do for people. But I also always had in my mind this the wanting, the desire to have my own business. I always work for myself, but a real business, right? Um, because one of the things that I really impressed me with moving to the United States was this entrepreneurial spirit. And it got on me, and I was like, I wanted to be also, like that, and build something and help the economy. So then I started thinking about how could I do it, and then I always liked to help people showing their businesses. And it's like, oh, that would be a nice thing to get into the marketing. So, and then I started with marketing, completely different than what I'm doing today. I used to just help people do their Facebook and, just social media, and then evolved. And it took me a couple of years to study things and on the side as I was still having a job. And then last December, I decided that's it, no more jobs. And I'm going to go full in the business of marketing for people.
Wow.
So then I decided to do a really broad agency type, doing all kinds of services. But then I encountered a lot of people who struggle because they were beginners, just like me, with budget issues. And a lot of times they didn't understand that you really needed to do all of these things to
Mm-hmm.
get your business out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, no, I can't do all this. It's too much. And I have to do it myself. And then I kind of had to stop everything and rethink, how can I help people, because I love to help the people who are in the beginning, just
Right,
like me,
right,
you
right.
know. And then I decided to narrow down to service in a way that I can help small business solopreneurs, and they still help them catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And my intention is to have a relationship with them. Like 10 years from now, they're like, oh, I'm so glad I met Celia when I was just starting, you
Nice,
know. And I
nice.
also wanted to be 10 years from now looking at them and saying, oh my gosh, I was so happy in the beginning. Now look at them. Look at how they grown and they on their way,
That's
to become successful. So
that's
that's
awesome.
kind of like my journey.
That's so awesome. That sounds like that's your passion. Your passion is really about helping people, um, beginning entrepreneurs in on their journey while you're on your journey.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
that's us. Yes.
That's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the people that you may have done business with before? What were they truly struggling with?
Yes. I helped one lady. She had a product that she wanted to develop, and And the thing is, uh, every single type of business, the person is in their world, and then they can, if they cannot get out of that little world that they are in it, I just make my product, and then that's how I know how to do it.
Right, right.
But I also have to do this, that, and the other. And so then I said, look, you can make your product, but it's harder to make your product and also be everything else in
In
your
your business.
business.
Right,
You
right,
know?
right.
So I helped her, kind of guided her some steps
Mm-hmm.
to integrate her product
Mm-hmm.
into a way to start small, doing the marketing is
Mm-hmm.
small,
Mm-hmm.
because she couldn't do right away a big line of products. So it had to be small. She had to make it its, small batches and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I help guiding her. Okay, with what I have right now, what can I use what I have right now to market? You
Mm-hmm.
know, and then so I kind of helped her set up like a map on how she was gonna get started in
Okay. And let me dive into that really quick. How important is it for businesses starting to have a clear roadmap of where they're going?
yes, it's important. And I know everybody, a lot of people like to say you have to write a plan and stuff like that, but it's beyond writing the plan, because you write your plan and then you also don't know where on your plan you're gonna
Go.
start.
Right.
Go right. A
Right.
lot of I've done it before. I
Right.
wrote a huge plan. I had a help from professionals that know how to write plans, but then I got so overwhelmed with that huge plan that I was paralyzed, and I was like, no,
Ooh.
no,
Let's let's dive into that. Let's dive into that.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love that because I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs do that, right? They have this big vision of where they want to go, and then they have so many things on the list of things that they need to get done to get it there. But I think it overwhelms them, and they go into a state of paralysis, or they try and start everything without finishing one thing.
Yes, yes, you're right. Yes, and that's how I was, and that's how I try to help, people to kind of say, okay, you make your roadmap, and then we start small with what you have right now,
Right,
just what you have right now, right?
right,
And a lot of times also we see that we have to have everything.
right,
I want to do podcast, and I want to do YouTube, and I want to do Facebook and TikTok and everything.
right.
So then, and then they end up not doing anything. Like,
Correct.
believe me, everything that I'm saying is because I did it. I wanted to, and then I wanted to have everything ready and beautiful and perfect.
Right,
It's especially for girls. We gotta have the hair and we gotta have the
right,
makeup.
right,
You have to have everything. So
right.
just start small. Even start with like your local business, where if you are brick and mortar,
Hmm.
go around, introduce yourself,
Right,
and become friends with your neighborhood. you
right,
know
right,
everything is a type of a marketing.
right, right. And
So yeah.
can you get into that really quick? Can you just let our listeners know how important it is? Because this is a big tip. When you have a brick and mortar business, right? I think everyone thinks that you have to do social media marketing as the only way to market your business. Please tell them how important going to your neighbors is. Just elaborate on that for us.
Yes, yes, because when you have your brick and mortar, and you have your community, it's like you are there for them and they are there for you.
Mm,
It's once you create the friendship, the people will care for you, and the people will think and it's like, oh yeah, and then somebody people they will pay attention more when people
Right.
walking into their store and
Right.
talk to them about the things that they're looking for, if they like the city, if they like the town, or if they are already go there all the time. But then you have the little corner here that you're just starting. Not a lot of people walk by, don't even notice that you're there. But
Mm-hmm.
your other business owner is gonna he's gonna pay attention more because now he knows that you are there.
Right.
And they're like, oh, are you really looking? I love this, that, and the other. Like, oh, we got this new lady here in the corner. Oh, you got this
Right.
new, I just, John here in the corner here. He might
Right.
have the right thing for you, because then you create the people thinking of each other in
Right.
town. It's not just you're not just another door.
Right.
You're another friend that came in to strengthen the economy of the town,
Mm-hmm.
and then and that's a really good thing to do as a brick and mortar is also this is marketing.
Awesome. And then can you give our listeners another tip for a very, very so a micro business, right? So you just open your business and you're confused about all the different areas to go. What would you suggest outside of going door to door? What would you suggest would be something else that they can do that's really small that may create a huge impact if they have a very small budget that they're working with?
Yes, I would suggest, you know, if they, we talk about social media and things like that. If you don't have any budget whatsoever, there are places that you can go to chat with other businesses. There are free accounts, and one thing also is like, don't don't be ashamed of reaching out to people like us who
Mm-hmm.
has agencies and stuff. Oh no, I can't afford an agency. But you'll be surprised how many times just by talking to someone who has an agency, or who is also on social media saying, look, I help people with their marketing. You can have like an interview with them, ask them questions,
Mm-hmm.
so they can help you, give you some strategies. A lot of times we don't know what a strategy. It's not just something that is gonna get you full in. The strategy, you're gonna take one or two things sometimes. They
Mm-hmm.
say, oh yeah, I can start from there.
Mm-hmm.
Now what I can tell, one tip right now, for example, if you don't have any social media, go ahead and open a little Facebook and a Facebook page, and
Mm-hmm.
start talking to your friends. You say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I just opened my Facebook, please help me with my Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Or depending on your business, Instagram is really good. I know people who only use Instagram. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have anything else, and it's just a matter of you trying to you know go out there and talk to people
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
help you, give you
Mm-hmm.
ideas, and look what other people are doing on your same line of business. you
Mm-hmm.
know
Mm-hmm.
there are you know nowadays a lot of people have LinkedIn just for business.
Right.
Like, LinkedIn is no longer for look for a job.
Right.
A lot of
Right.
people use LinkedIn for business and relationships.
Right.
So you
Right.
start there.
So,
It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to go all into the premium member. Don't start going to premium anything.
right.
Just open something,
Just start.
and just
Just
start.
start.
Yeah, yeah.
Just start. I'm going to say that is the key, just to start, because you can sit there and think about what you need to be doing and what you should be doing, and you just never start, because it is overwhelming. But yes, you're right. Community.
Yes, yes.
Community.
And today, that's what is the oil in the engine, right? The grease in the engine is the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
you can't do anything by ourselves anymore. There's,
No, no,
you know, no,
no.
but in the way that's really, if you we study other businesses that came before us, really big businesses and famous business, they were always in relationship with someone else.
Yeah,
you know oh, I did it all myself. We can say that in a way, but it's not totally true. We
correct.
always have someone that we are in relationship with, a mentor, like
Mm-hmm.
get a
Mm-hmm.
mentor,
Oh,
or a
let me
person
stop you right
who,
there. Let me stop
yeah.
you right there. Key point. Any
Mhm.
business starting, brick and mortar business, online businesses, coaches, everyone needs a mentor. And most people
Mhm.
don't realize the importance of mentors.
Mhm.
If that's
Yes.
one thing I can say is get a mentor because you don't know what you don't know.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and I'm very excited also because I used to have mentors in a way that they're very unattainable, because we get to see all the famous guys that charge. Oh, I charge $100,000 for an hour, and they're like, oh goodness, you know. But a mentor can also be someone that you bought a book, and you buy a book and you learn from that person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have any money whatsoever to get a mentor, look for someone that you admire. In
Right,
the beginning, that person could be your mentor, but just don't stay there for very long. You
right.
need a real mentor, a person that you can talk to that will give you strategies.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working with someone who is very good. And so, just by working with a mentor, my business started to move much faster.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Just by, having someone giving me guidance.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like my business started. It was very on the first gear for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And being with a mentor, now I am like second going to third gear. So it's amazing how much it helps.
Awesome. 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 I'm always happy to hear that. I'm always happy to hear that because those key things are very important. And I'm going to go over what you just said: mentorship,
Mhm.
community, and getting out of your own way and talking to people and letting them know about your business, what it is you have to offer, where you're located, and micro, you know, like micro social media if you don't have the budget. If you have the
Mhm.
budget, then by all
Yeah.
means.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Very
Awesome.
nice.
I like those action tips. Now,
Yes.
next thing I would love to know is where do you see your business in the next 5 years? And what would you like people to know?
Woo, boy. In 5 years. Okay. So if I'm, would say, my goal for 5 years is to be completely mobile. I want to be able to go abroad and work from abroad, um, and then have other people in my organization, because I really truly believe that even though right now I am a solopreneur and it's very romantic and stuff like that, I also wanted to be able to afford to hire other people, and to to help people just like me. Maybe in the beginning they're just helping me with the intention to be on their own one day is totally fine. So I am a truly believer that to help the economy, it's good to generate jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So in 5 years from now, I'm hoping to have an organization with some other people helping me, and being, my, just not really, it's not an employee, but people who wants to collaborate in my organization,
Right, right,
and to
right,
see that they can also achieve, greatness, you know.
right, right.
And if they wanna, when they get to their point that they wanna leave, please do so and go do your thing. It's not
Awesome.
that you're gonna have be under my thumb forever.
You
So
know,
in a way, that's how I see. But I wanted to have other people working with me.
awesome. I ask this question because I want entrepreneurs that are starting now to realize that, someone that they see with the business setup and, that has the strategies, they're on the road too,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that they shouldn't be afraid to start with where they are, because it's always a journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Yeah.
always growing and we're always learning from someone that may be two steps ahead of us. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to
Yeah.
be the people that are, 100 leagues ahead of us, because everybody's on
Mm-hmm.
a journey. It's just,
Yes.
we can all be on the journey pulling each other up.
Yes, definitely. Yes. And that's another thing that scares a lot of people too, because they see only the massive successes,
Correct.
you know?
Correct. Correct.
And then they think, it's going to take me 10 years, 20 years if I get there. I know a lot of people think like this.
Right.
Some people say, no, I can be like that in a year or in 6 months. Okay. But a lot of people who are really they are in the business to create a, a firm business, not just to making money,
Hmm.
and go for the next person, go for the next person. The person
Hmm.
who wants to really create something that is for to help the community, to strengthen the economy of their city. We take a little slower, but we go further
Right.
down the
Right.
road. Yeah.
Right. You know why? Because it's heart centered. You're
Yes.
leading from your heart, and you're doing
Mm-hmm.
business because you actually care about people that you're doing business for. So you're
Yes.
actually there to help them grow. And that's what
Yeah.
I'm hoping that people will hear when they listen to this podcast, that the people and guests that we bring on here are truly connected and they truly want to help, and I really want them to go out and support your business and know that you're there to support them too.
Yes, that's definitely yes. I learned a big lesson in the beginning of the year, uh, because I had a line of products that I was offering, but then every time I walked away from a meeting, I felt bad because a lot of the people couldn't afford what I was offering.
Right.
And that's when I had to stop and rethink and go to another way to do something that I could actually really help.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I would just like, no, it's okay. One day I'll get the people who can afford me. But
Hmm.
that was not really my first thing in my head. My first thing was I wanted to help, and maybe one day I'll grow enough to be able to get other business that are more established
Hmm.
with a bigger budget. But my objective right now is to help the small business and the people who are starting. So I kind of redid some things, and I took some of the products that I was offering aside, and just offer some things that is more affordable.
Hmm.
And because I like to when I talk to somebody, it's like, oh yeah, that sounds good for me, that I can do that. That
Right. So
is
it's
what I
doable.
like to hear. I can do that.
Awesome.
you know
Okay, so tell our viewers where they can find you, or listeners, where they can find you, your social media tag, name of your company.
Okay, yes, I am on LinkedIn, Celia Diaz, and you can find me there. And then my business name is clearmarketingsystems.com. And on Facebook, also Celia Diaz. If you find me in one of those two places. Oh, and I'm also on Alignable. If you never heard of Alignable, and then you wanted to get started talking to people, that's a really good place for you, because Alignable is geared to business owners, and it's kind of like a Facebook for business. So
Mhm.
you see, that would be a very good place if you don't have any contact, nothing. If you just from zero, um, go to Alignable. Alignable is a pretty good place to go to.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Celia, for joining us today. It was amazing. I love the tips that you shared, and I
Thank
just
you.
love your energy. Always love your energy.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, it was wonderful. Thank you so much, and all the success to you, and all the success to all of those who are listening to us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. Same to you.